Hello everyone, I'm Zach Fleischman, and I am an alumnus of the Easter Bowl. For the next hour, Hall of Famer Mark Woodford and I will bring you highlights of the incredible finals matches here at the 45th Annual Easter Bowl. I clawed my way to a #1 ranking in the United States and won 7 professional singles titles. And like nearly all top-ranked American players, a major stepping stone in my junior years was the Easter Bowl. It is the only tournament that combines the 14s, the 16s, and the 18s. It is a place that embodies the spirit of competition. This is where I learned much about true sportsmanship. Many kids here get their first taste of a real pro tournament, including the pressures and the professionalism of the ATP Tour. I have played in the Grand Slams, and I'll tell you the ethics, values, and experiences of the Easter Bowl prepared me to handle the stress of these unforgiving world-class tournaments. I'm honored and grateful to have played in this premier junior tennis event. You're in for a treat as we highlight today's rising stars of U.S. tennis. We'll be right back with the 2012 Easter Bowl. 45 years of excellence.
They descend upon the desert in Southern California for the 45th Annual Easter Bowl. It is a make or break time in the budding careers of the junior tennis players. Hard work, dedication, and determination have separated these teens from their peers across the country. They travel from all over the United States, some by car, most by plane. This is the future of U.S. tennis. From here on out, they will earn each step up the bracket with their hours of training, steely determination, and masterful play until one, and only one, is the champion of this super national event. Many will fall, and only one in each draw will prevail as the 2012 Easter Bowl champion.
The Easter Bowl for the past 45 years has been an integral part of American tennis. Many great U.S. tennis players have cut their teeth at the Easter Bowl. Agassi, Sampras, McEnroe, Austin, even me. I know how important this tournament is to the career of a young player.
A lot of people believe it is the largest single gathering of all divisions in junior tennis in the world today. Parents love coming here. The families love coming here. The venues that we use are, in their own right, world-class facilities.
Even tennis legend Tracy Austin agrees. Her son is playing in the Easter Bowl this year.
This tournament has been run very, very well. I go to a lot of national tournaments across the country with him. My husband does as well. And I've been very impressed the way that the Easter Bowl has been run, the different sites, the way they've been managed, the way they've been run on time. Plenty of practice courts as well. So it's been a wonderful experience this week.
The Easter Bowl's illustrious history didn't always hail from the finest resorts in the U.S. In the beginning, it had a much more humble home in New York City, under the 59th Street Bridge.
It was a pleasure to play there. We played on clay. I know I won one of the titles there. I just remember it being a great event. I was proud to be part of it. And I do remember, because it was under the 59th Street Bridge, it was under a bubble. So if you played someone with loopy topspin, if you didn't hit it on the rise, it would hit the roof first, which was irritating. But, as a kid, it's great to travel. It's the great opportunity to have that carrot dangled in front of you, that you get this opportunity to travel to a tournament and enjoy your skills, that you've worked so hard.
And the payoff can be great. And what does winning the Easter Bowl mean?
Clearly, if you win the Easter Bowl, you're the top of the game in American tennis, and you're looking good for a pro career at that point.
Playing the Easter Bowl meant the world to me. It strengthened my resolve to make a lifelong career out of tennis, from playing to coaching to even TV hosting. Now let's go courtside and hear from Hall of Famer Mark Woodford and get the highlights of the finals of the girls 14. Mark?
Thanks, Zach. Now let's go courtside for the girls 14 finals with top seed Emma Higuchi from Los Angeles, California, just coming off of a final showdown in Carson, battling it out with number 17 seed Catherine Bellis from Atherton, California, who won the National Clay Court Championship in 2011 at Boca Raton, Florida. Emma Higuchi serving, and a big return from her opponent That is Catherine Bellis, 13 years of age. Started this week as the number 17 seed. This is the girls' 14s at this year's Easter Bowl. And have a look at that cheeky drop shot by the number 1 seed. Said she was nervous at the start of this particular match, Higuchi, playing on such a large court at the Rancho Las Palmas Country Club. Close first set between these two young girls. Catherine Bellis finding the corners of the court. And what's impressive is that when these two make contact with the ball, their feet are still moving, looking to move forward if possible. That is big. And able to reach the contact point nice and early thanks to the ever-alert footwork from Catherine Bellis. Moving around for another forehand. Backhand slice from Higuchi. And that has really helped her in this match. Doing a lot of retrieving in this point. Keeping herself alive. Quickly up to an easy forehand put away. Catherine Bellis, though, in some devastating form, reaching this final, taking out the number 2 seed without the loss of a game. And showing us why she is in this final. Really displaying some of the form that helped pick up victories in the clay court and the hard court 12s events over the summer last year. Another drop shot by Higuchi. Very composed, and that's what I like about the number 1 seed's game. Able to move forward when she sees an opportunity. If she gets pushed back, there's no panic. Oh, and that's excellent play. Higuchi trains at the USTA Centre at Carson. And in fact, the week before the Easter Bowl, there is a major tournament held at the Carson Complex, the International Spring Championships. Emma Higuchi losing in the final there last week, perhaps learning from that loss and turning into good fortune here for the Easter Bowl. This is match point now. Higuchi, she won the first set 6-4, is up 5-4. The wind catching the ball there. Catherine Bellis trying to retrieve and sends this forehand just wide, and so the victory goes to the number 1 seed, Emma Higuchi, taking out Catherine Bellis 6-4, 6-4.
We both played well. Emma's just so good, and she's awesome. Well, I was really nervous at the beginning, but then I just focused on playing my game, moving the ball around and everything, and I think it worked out pretty well. So it was a good match, and she's a great player and everything. So when I was on the court, I didn't really think about anything outside the court. I just played my game and everything, and so I'm Emma Higuchi, and I'm the 2012 14-under Easter Bowl winner.
Well, the smiles from both ladies there. But let's keep a watch on Emma Higuchi. She wins the singles title here of the 14s. We'll be back with more courtside action here at the Easter Bowl.
Easter Bowl 2012, 45 Years of Excellence, is brought to you in part by American Airlines and tennisballs.com.
And to the boys' 14 finals at the 2012 Easter Bowl, finding Kyle Seelig, our number 2 seed from Hatfield, Pennsylvania, recently a finalist in the USTA National Open in Mobile, Alabama, against Greenwich, Connecticut's William Blumberg, the number 14 seed at this year's Easter Bowl, who is playing for his second career USTA gold ball. That is the second serve of Carl Seelig, the number 2 seed, wearing a yellow cap, up against the number 14 seed, William Blumberg. The aggressive style of Carl Seelig, who hails from Philadelphia, standing inside the baseline, trying to control the points with a big forehand. Blumberg using the conditions extremely well. Nice height with the forehand. Throws in the backhand slice, the drop shot, moves forward to net. So both boys are having to play in some tough windy conditions, and it's very difficult to continually hit through the wind. And you can see an error there by Seelig with the drive backhand. Once you make errors like that, your confidence can quickly evaporate. Footwork is an absolute necessity in breezy conditions. And another mistake. So some troubles for the number 2 seed, who would have started this match as the favourite. However, the number 14 seed, Blumberg, took out the number 1 seed in his move through the draw. And that is great play, and the touch by Blumberg. That's not an easy point there. Half volley, forehand. And Seelig continually trying to out-hit his opponent. Hit through the breeze. That's the retrieving ability of Blumberg. Oh, and the frustration continues for Carl Seelig. Blumberg from Greenwich, Connecticut, trains at the site of the US Open, the USTA training facility at Flushing Meadows. And perhaps one day in his future, he might be contending for a US Open title. And that is tremendous play. Very wise head on young shoulders. William Blumberg keeping the pressure on, looking for a forehand here. He won the first set 6-2 and took a commanding lead in the second set. And it has been his ability to continually dig balls out, such as that short forehand. And that's a better volley by Seelig. Perhaps a little too late. The confidence of Blumberg growing as this match goes on. And a volley error there, not really getting to net. Seelig. Backhand slice, that's a mid-court shot. The passing backhand by Seelig goes wide, and you can see the reaction of William Blumberg. He takes out this year's title.
I didn't play as well as I could have, but it was a good tournament and he played well. Just glad I got to the finals. So me and my coach talking, we strategized on, he hits the ball really, really deep and flat and hard, and I knew I couldn't hit with him. So what I tried to do is keep it deep to his backhand, and when I got the short ball, attack on that, and mostly go inside out and wait for the right ball to move in, and I did a really good job of it today. I don't know, the wind today was a little rough, but I used the wind pretty well and didn't fight it. I'm proud to have won the Easter Bowl 2012.
And proud he should be, William Blumberg, having done his homework before the final took place and came out with a win. This adds to his first golden ball, which he achieved 2 years ago in Arizona, and he now owns the 14 boys singles here at the Easter Bowl. Now back to you, Zach.
Thanks, Mark. There's some great tennis players in the making. One of the best benefits of playing the circuit was experiencing things kids my age normally didn't get to enjoy, like traveling to exotic locales and spending that valuable time with my folks. We forged a special bond because of the game of tennis, much like the bond between Gabby Andrews and her dad Mike.
My biggest influence is my dad, because he's a role model. I don't have to go outside my house and try to look for one. He's like always there teaching me about life and what I'm gonna be facing, and he's just a great dad, even though he's a little hard on me, but he's my hero.
Her very first tournament that she played, she was not quite 6. But after the tournament, you know, she ran over, she leaped up, she jumped into my arms and said, "Dad, how did I do?" And I said, "Well, honey, you did great. You did great."
Gabby loved playing the game with her dad from the very beginning.
I started when I was 5 and a half, and my dad was just like, you know what, let's go out to these tennis courts. There's these tennis courts by my house, and I actually hit my first ball over the net, and I got really excited. And I was like, yay! And
I noticed this young man, you know, out of my peripheral, he was watching us closely. Well, we didn't think too much about it. We went on, and she finished the tournament over in Europe, and when we got back to the States, another tournament, the young man approached me. He goes, "Hi, Mr. Andrews." He introduced himself to me, and he goes, "I just wanted to tell you, you know, I believe, and I'm a coach, I believe what makes the difference is that you're here with your daughter, nurturing her, being here with her, providing that confidence, providing all of the advice. And I really do think it makes a difference that you are in her life." And I appreciated that he told me that.
It is inspirational to see a parent and child with the mutual respect and admiration for each other that these two share. And the great sport of tennis has given them the opportunity to create special memories. We'll be right back with some more great stories and tennis highlights when we return to the 2012 Easter Bowl. 45 years of excellence.
Easter Bowl 2012, 45 Years of Excellence, is brought to you in part by K-12 International Academy and TennisPlayer.net.
Singles tennis is a sport with no teammates. The player is solely responsible if he or she wins or loses. The player must constantly adjust his or her own game against the opponent, all the while preserving the play style that got them to this stage in the tournament. Former #1 in the world, Mats Wilander, knows these challenges all too well. He teaches the importance of being true to your game.
We're not necessarily playing the game we want to play. We're playing a game that we've seen on TV, and we're hitting a forehand that we've seen on TV, and we're trying to, as a coach or as a player or as a parent, we're trying to make sure that the player that we're talking about is imitating a, let's say, Federer forehand and a Djokovic backhand. You need to hit the ball the way you want to hit, and then get some fundamentals that are important right. We are in a very dangerous time in tennis where we're trying to make everybody play the same way. We're not supposed to be playing and imitating Serena and Venus Williams, and that's how you have to play, and there's only one way to play. No, if you're short and quick, you can't play like Serena and Venus Williams because you don't have the power. It has to do with your physical size, but most important with your mental side. You have to play the way you want to play. You have to own your game.
And here are a couple of kids that exemplify owning their game.
So I'm really comfortable at the net. You know, my coach is always telling us to get to the net and find ways to get to the net. So, I mean, and I have good hands, so it's built into my head.
It's all on you, whether you win or lose, and you can fix your mistakes. My coach knows my game, and he helps me out by the way I play and not trying to change my game and just fixing things in my game.
And Tracy Austin has a few words about the challenges of competing in tennis today.
And the game is just so much more international than it was 20, 30 years ago. It's so much more demanding as far as feels like there's less space because obviously the players coming from South America, Europe, Asia as well now. So it's even tougher, I think, physically as well as mentally. It's tough to be a champion anyway because there's so many qualities that go into it. You know, you're looking for somebody that has the speed, has great hands, that great mental toughness, the way that they compete out there.
Now that is some insight to respect. You gotta love the game of tennis. let's go to Mark Woodford in the boys 16s finals. Mark?
Thanks, Zach. Let's catch the action of the boys 16 finals with number 9 seed Aaron Hiltzik from Wilmette, Indiana, playing for his first USTA gold ball, taking on Newport Beach resident Joseph DiGiulio, seeded 12th at this year's Easter Bowl. DiGiulio is also playing for a golden ball in the doubles finals. A big match for both of these youngsters, hoping to develop into future players for American tennis. At this age, they start to learn how well their games match up. And in the early stages, it was Aaron Hiltzik who had the advantage. It's coming out on the winning end of a lot of the big points, but it was the willpower of Joe DiGiulio. Just kept hanging around, finding his way to net here, and forcing Hiltzik to make an error on the running forehand pass. The confidence started to pick up by DiGiulio. That is a fine retrieve and a nice smash. Found the corner. And again, his confidence on the rise. That is a huge backhand pass down the line. Took out the number 1 seed, Yale Goldberg, along the way to reach the final. So Joe DiGiulio feeling very good about his form so far. Nice preparation on the forehand and looks for the short ball, moves back quickly. And there's just no panic, even on a tough volley that was directed into his body. Able to find the open court. So he took the first set 7-5 to DiGiulio, and again with the momentum all week, been in good form himself, not lost a set. And have a look at that pickup. Slides on the hard court and a volley into the open court. Let's take a look at this once again. And it was points like this that when they go against you, they have a habit. It's not just the 1 point, it's worth 3 or 4. But Hiltzik not giving up, finding his way to net. And the effort from both of these young men. That's a nice smash. Not an easy put away. Again, the windy conditions all week here. Gets back well for that smash, Hiltzik. But it's the movement of DiGiulio. Searching for the ball, wanting to win these crucial points. And that was the game on serve for Hiltzik to get him on the board in the second set. But that backhand long ends this match, and so it's the number 12 seed, Joe DiGiulio, who takes this title 7-5, 6-1.
I started off on fire. I was playing really well, and then I don't know, I just started to lose my energy a little bit. Footwork started to go a little bit, and I mean, he got the best of me today, so. We had some pretty crazy shots that happened, and I mean, it was tiring to play, but it was a great atmosphere here, and it was really fun, so.
Well, the entire week I've been playing a lot better and sort of been serving very well and got my rhythm going after winning a couple matches, got confidence, and then just kept rolling from there. Well, this will be my last 16 under tournament, most likely, and then start getting my ranking up in the 18s and probably have a couple nationals coming up. Just try to do well in the 18s from now on. 16, yeah. My name's Joseph DiGiulio, and I'm the boys 16 Easter Bowl champion 2012.
Congratulations to Joe DiGiulio, perhaps marking the end of his 16s career with the victory here at the Easter Bowl. Now looking forward to moving on to the 18s. Let's keep watch on that name, Joe DiGiulio. We'll be back with more courtside action here at the Easter Bowl. You're watching 45 Years of Excellence here at the 2012 Easter Bowl. Now we're courtside with the girls' 16 finals. Brooke Broder, this year's number 8 seed from Westchester, Ohio, is making her Easter Bowl debut, playing Meredith Zeppeleus from Huntington Beach, California. That is the left-handed serve of Brooke Broder, the number 8 seed. In this match, her opponent is the unseeded Meredith Zeppeleus. You can see the court basked in sunshine, but also shadows. Probably not the best of conditions for these young ladies, having to watch the flight of the ball very closely. And it was the early stages of this match that were in the favour of the unseeded Zeppeleus, moving out to a 3-1 lead. And this highlights package certainly showing us the big forehand and the serve of Zeppeleus. And a miss smash there by the number 8 seed, though, not moving her feet. Gets another opportunity here on the smash. Does very well and puts away the backhand. So from 3-1, this match was interrupted thanks to a ball boy perhaps working very hard during the week. He fainted, and whilst he received medical attention, these two were able to sit down and compose themselves, and the number 8 seed perhaps finding a way back into the match and was able to reel off 8 consecutive games. From 1-3 down, she built up a handy lead. You can see here Brooke Broder doing her best to just stay in the rallies, making sure that she forces her opponent to play one more shot. And the hesitation here by the unseeded Zeppeleus. We see again finding her way to net. Digs this out, Brooke Broder, and that was a tough volley. So it became all one-way traffic for Brooke Broder, playing here for the first time at the Easter Bowl, enjoying a very fine week. And it was becoming very frustrated for Zeppeleus, coming out on the losing end of many of the points just when she needed to find a forehand. There was one. And another aggressive forehand down the line. So you can see why she's reached the final here this week. But perhaps knowing that the title was on the line, playing its part. And the frustration showing there from the unseeded Zeppeleus. And that is a smart lob, using the conditions well. Again, it's been very windy all week. Unusual, heavy conditions. And that return into the net provides the victory for Brooke Broder.
I kind of got too involved with the surroundings. Yeah, I couldn't think. I didn't really analyze what was going on. My week was pretty good. I actually didn't play amazing, but I figured out my opponents, which was really good.
I just really tried to play aggressive and keep everything deep and try to move her and just stay positive. A week and a half before I got here, I came out of an air cast, so I came here pretty unprepared, kind of played a little rusty, tried to get better as I could, and I feel like today was my best match. Hopefully I'd love to come back here. I mean, this is an awesome site, and if I do come back, it'd be 18, so try to do good there. I'm Brooke Broder, and I'm the champion of the Girls 16's 2012 Easter Bowl.
Well, you heard it from Brooke Broder herself, saying she played her best match of the tournament in the final and hoping she can return in years to come for this prestigious event. Now back to you, Zach.
It's not only physically demanding to play at this level, but mentally it can be very draining as well. Stress, injuries, climate change, even homesickness. But for the two kids we were about to meet, a shared background, the same hometown, the same coaching team all make things a little easier. I caught up with Ronnie Schneider and Brooke Austin after a late match to discuss what it means to grow up on the courts with each other.
We met, it was actually my very first junior tournament. It was at Wabash College in Indiana, and I'll still remember it. What caught my attention from her is her bag was literally taller than she was, and she was carrying it around, and my mom pointed it out, and it just happens to be that when I was 9 and she was 8, we ended up going to the same coach. And so that's how we met, and that's how it grew from there.
I'm really competitive. I hate to lose. I really do. I will do anything to win.
I think that's a very similar shared trait. You should see our practice sets. I think we're about to get into fist fights most of the time. We're just extremely competitive.
During the practice set, we both do purposeful things to piss each other off most of the time, just to get each other's reaction. But it's actually a lot of fun.
Looking back on it, it's fun, and I feel like it gets you a lot better. Every time I play her, I get better myself, win or lose.
These two talented competitors are both winners, and they have a bright future ahead of them. From the heartland of America, Brooke and Ronnie will lead the future of U.S. tennis into international competition.
Thanks, Zach. We're here watching the girls' 18 finals. Competing today is Taylor Townsend, the #1 seed at this year's Easter Bowl from Stockbridge, Georgia. She is playing unseeded Brooke Austin from Indianapolis, Indiana. This is her third final here at the Easter Bowl. Brooke Austin serving, unseeded here at this year's tournament. Finding a way to net, putting away a high backhand volley. Taylor Townsend at the end of the court there, retrieving early in this particular match. Brooke Austin got off to a fabulous start, marching through set #1. And perhaps a familiar style of Brooke Austin there, finding her way to net. Again, the early stages going in the favour of Brooke Austin. A foot injury keeping her out of some of the ITF tournaments in the fall and winter. And a familiar face here at the Easter Bowl, having won the 14s back in 2009. A finalist in 2010. And back here in the final of the 18s. You can see the wind there holding up the ball, not really affecting Brooke Austin though. She was very aggressive. Some tough conditions for these young girls this week. Gusts of wind up to 30 miles per hour. Several delays throughout the tournament. And a fine winner there by Brooke Austin. Serving again. Moving forward, and watch the ball here. Held up once again, but tremendous retrieving by Taylor Townsend. She is the #1 seed here at this year's tournament, and that was a big point. Momentum swung firmly in her favour. Look at that serve, sliding down the tee. A big hook forehand landing into court. She won 9 consecutive games, Taylor Townsend, in the second set, winning that 6-love. Jumping out to an early lead in set #3. Brooke Austin, though, not to be denied, finding the corner there with that forehand. And this type of game, the style of Taylor Townsend, really shining throughout her young career. Willingness to serve and volley finish the points at net, making it very difficult for any opposition. And look at these forehands. Wonderful preparation into net and a nice put away. Taylor Townsend, along with Brooke Austin and a teammate Gabby Andrews, will represent the US in the ITF Junior Fed Cup team. And Brooke Austin there finding the angle with the backhand, but it was Taylor Townsend with a continual attack, trying to G herself up, waiting for her body. She was having to play the semi-finals and the final back-to-back, played for 5 hours. Oh, a bit of tiredness there from Brooke Austin. The number 1 seed starting to take control in this third set, holding on to the lead. And that was match point. So Taylor Townsend taking out this year's title over Brooke Austin.
In the first set, I thought I played really, really well. I was really aggressive. In the second set, Taylor played a lot better, I thought. She wasn't making as many unforced errors. I just tried to stay aggressive, and it seemed to work most of the time.
I think it was a good win. I'm really satisfied because, it's really tough conditions, the wind. It's really, really hard, and, with her game style and the angles that she hits and how flat she hits, it's really tough to adjust. But, I think I did a good job of kind of changing up the pace. She had me on the run a few times, but I think I did a good job of just staying in the point and just being disciplined enough to just hit a few more shots. I'm really looking forward to the French and Wimbledon and US Open again, so I'm really looking forward to that, but also hopefully playing in the women's as well. That's my goal. Hi, I'm Taylor Townsend, and I'm the winner of the Girls Easter Bowl 18s.
Yes, indeed. She is the winner. She's one to watch out for in the future. Taylor Townsend adding the Easter Bowl to the Australian Open crown. She won back in January, and looking forward to the 3 other Grand Slams later this year. We'll be back with more courtside action here at the Easter Bowl.
Easter Bowl 2012, 45 years of excellence, is brought to you in part by l'Académie de Tennis and the Greater Palm Springs Oasis.
Now let's take a look at the doubles results from this year's Easter Bowl. Let's go to the boys 18s Easter Bowl finals. Mackenzie McDonald, the number 3 seed from Piedmont, California, and no stranger to the centre court at Easter Bowl, is battling the number 4 seed, Alexius Halabian from Glendale, California, also a doubles finalist in this year's Easter Bowl. That is the service action of Mackenzie McDonald, wearing a lime green shirt. He is the number 3 seed in this year's 18 boys singles. His opponent is the big left-hander, Alexius Halabian, seeded 4 at the start of this week. And a solid game, obviously bolstered with the first serve and a nice forehand there into the open court. Halabian was off to a fast start in this boys final. Up an early service break and had an opportunity to move 2 breaks up, so the pressure was on Mackenzie McDonald. McDonald trying to stay close to the baseline. Moved well up to the drop shot. But the volley just losing control. Not able to position himself behind the volley. And sliding into the passing shot, threading the needle down the line. It was 3 years ago that Mackenzie McDonald won the boys 14 singles here at the Easter Bowl. And unfortunately spent last year out with medical issues. Kept him away from the game for the entire year. So he's back, looking good so far. And have a look at that half volley drop shot. Not the easiest to play, especially when you're having to come back from a 1-4 deficit. So as mentioned, Halabian with points to go up 5-1 in this first set, unable to close that out, especially when McDonald is picking up backhands like that. And that was well played there. Going after the volley. Let's take a look at it again. Doesn't panic with this first volley, but wants to close out any room down the line. Well played. And altering his game now, standing inside the baseline to return the second delivery of Halabian. So any short serve by Halabian is sent back with some power and pace. Look at that. That is good control by McDonald. And the momentum slowly but surely swung in his favour. Another fine backhand return, just clipping the line. He took the first set, 6-4. Remember, he was down 1-4, so 5 games in succession for the number 3 seed. And that ball lands just long, unfortunately, for Halabian. So it was a lead that was built upon by McDonald. He picked up an early service break. And this is him serving out with a 5-1 lead. And does so successfully. Mackenzie McDonald takes out the boys' 18 singles title with a 6-4, 6-1 over Alexius Halabian.
I think I played well. In the beginning, I started off pretty well. I wasn't missing many balls, and I got up 4-1 serving, and I had chances. I had a couple chances to make it 5-1 several times, and it didn't go my way. And he got a lot of momentum, and I guess I played a little down after I lost the first set. I could have played a little more.
I thought my strokes were really good today. You know, I just hit through the ball, tried to come in as much as possible and play through the guy. I served very well, which is big today, because Alexius, he normally serves very well, and I had to hold, so it was a good day. I had a tough start. You know, he was playing well, and got unlucky on a few points. I had a few game points, but didn't come through on them. But just went back to my game plan, and it worked out. So next up, got some Grand Slams coming up, the French Open and Wimbledon, so that'll be fun. I'm Mackenzie McDonald. I'm the winner of the Boys 18 2012 Easter Bowl.
Mackenzie McDonald announcing his win and an early birthday present as well, for he turned 17 the day after the final. And now looking forward to the rest of the year, the French Open, Wimbledon and US Open titles.
Well, that does it for us here at the 45th Annual Easter Bowl. We saw some tremendous matches here in Rancho Mirage, and the future of U.S. tennis looks bright with these rising junior stars. We'll see you here next year. We hope you've enjoyed the 2012 Easter Bowl. Thanks for joining us.